So we're going to start on our back, which is connected to fire. We will finish on our back, which will be connected to earth, but we will be starting on our back for fire. So don't get too excited that we're on our back, but we are going to just take a moment to arrive. So as you lay down, you might start by giving yourself a nice stretch. So if you haven't had time to decompress your spine yet today, if you were sitting at a desk or in the car, just stretch through your arms and your legs. It doesn't have to be too much effort, but just reach through your fingers, reach through your toes, just start to feel your body come online. Take a big breath in, lengthen, stretch, like you're just kind of getting up. And then as you exhale, you can start to draw your knees into your chest, Apanasana. You can lightly hold your hands at your knees or behind your knees and just start to rock a little bit. And this is a grounding movement, but we are going to just, start to come into the body, settle. We have been processing eclipses for the last few weeks, from the lunar eclipse, the solar eclipse. This is the last week of the current solar cycle. So we've been in the cardinal fire energy since March 21st, and now we're beginning to move towards fixed earth energy. So the first part of the week, we actually have double fire. The sun is in cardinal fire, the moon is waxing in fixed fire. And then we get into Friday, get into the weekend, the sun will shift into fixed earth, and then the moon will be in the mutable earth. So fire, fire, earth, earth. So a little bit of an extreme there, but at the end, it all balances out. Give yourself a big hug. And take an inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Release soles of the feet together, hand to heart, hand to belly. Just pause for a moment here. Take an inhale through the nose and exhale out a hum. Again, inhale. One more, inhale. And slide your hands by your sides. Gently bend your knees, feet hip width distance apart, knees over ankles, hands down. Press down through your feet, down through your hands, and tuck your tailbone. Inhale, start to roll up through bridge. So beginning with bridge, just because it's such an effective way to warm up the core and also warm up the whole spine. So as you inhale, you're rolling up. As you exhale, you're rolling down. Press your feet into the earth, press your palms down, press the back of the skull down. Doesn't have to be a big movement, just starting to articulate through the spine. Bring a little bit of a hug to the glutes when you come up, and then again, feel the belly button drawing towards the spine. Steady breath. Opening up through the heart. So the fixed fire element, which the moon is going to be in from pretty much the next little bit here until the next few days, is a fire sign. And in the chakra system, we work with fire through the core. In the yin system, the Chinese medicine system, fire is the heart, right? So bridge is really nice because we are getting into the heart. We're also warming up the spine, warming up the core, stretching the abdominals. Next time you come up, just pause for a moment and don't let this be a huge bridge. Just let it be as much as you can comfortably lift. Press through your feet, press through the back of the head, draw the belly in. And then exhale, roll it down. Keep your tailbone pressing down, press your feet down, draw the belly in, take your hands behind your head. Hold the back of the skull. So we're not holding the neck, we're holding the back of the skull. And the head is weighted into the hands. Press your tailbone down, your feet down, take an inhale. And as you exhale, curl your chest up. So you're not pressing through your head, you're curling through your chest. Inhale, lower the head down. Exhale, press the tailbone, belly draws in, curl your chest up. Exhale, lower. And again, just continue here. Press through your feet, press through your tailbone, curl up, and then lower. Inhale, and on the exhale, we contract. So again, you're not yanking your head is resting back into your hands. The crunch, as we more commonly know this movement, is coming from the upper abdominals, the abdominis rectus muscles. So the tailbone presses down, the belly draws in, head rests back into the hands, and we're following the breath. So you can take a nice long inhale, and then use that exhale to curl up. Again, press through your feet, press through your tailbone. Couple more. Just starting to warm up the upper abs. Wake them up a little bit, but again, keep the head pressing back. This time you're gonna pause if you can. If you can't hold this position, that's fine, just lower down. If you can hold it, think about belly in, tailbone down, feet down, curl the chest, relax your head, take a breath, and then lower down. Stretch through your arms, stretch out through your legs for a moment. So stretch again the whole body. Lengthen, you're gonna feel that in your core as you start to open that up. Take another big breath in. And then exhale again, hug your knees in. Hug your knees in, give them a gentle rock. And then keep the knees to chest now. Take your hands behind your head. And on the exhale, we're going to curl the chest up and then bring the left elbow towards the right knee and then reach your left leg to the floor. So the left leg is coming to the floor. And then you'll inhale, head down, knees come in. As you exhale, you'll lift and twist right elbow to left knee. The right leg comes down to the mat. You can even keep the knee bent and plant the foot and then come back. So we're doing this nice and slow. So as you curl up, that opposite leg is coming to the floor, either knee bent or leg extended, and then you're coming back to center. And again, this can be a really little movement. You can just lower that opposite leg, keep the knee bent as you bring the foot to the floor. And if it's too much to have the knees up, then keep the knees down, and as you curl, just curl in towards that side. So what happens when we bring the leg up is we're getting into the obliques, which are the side abdominal muscles, as well as the lower belly, the transverse abdominal muscles. So what we think of as the core is actually a lot more of the body. It actually includes the back and the pelvis. But when we think about the abdominals, those are the main three parts of that. The rectus or the upper abdominals, and then the side obliques, and then the low transverse. But again, nice and slow. The leg, that opposite leg is staying supported. And we're going to just do one more to each side. And then hug the legs in. Shake your head a little bit, side to side, open and close the mouth, release the jaw. Nice little rock here. And then you'll stretch your legs up to the sky. And this might be enough. When we bring the legs straight up, we have to work the lower abdominals to get that happening. I want you to press your tailbone down, press your palms down, the back of the head is down, then you might stay just like this, or you'll start to exhale and lower your right leg. And it might only come down a few inches. If you start to feel any pain, if your low back starts to lift, you've come too far. And then again, so we exhale, lower, and then inhale, lift, and we're going to alternate legs. So pressing the back of the head down, pressing the tailbone down, knees can be bent here. Palms pressed down, alternating one leg at a time. Now, if you want more, if you're feeling that fire, hands can come behind the head and you can curl up. And you can do that this way. And then you're getting upper and lower abs. If you want a little bit more, you can also lower both legs. Now that it requires a lot of strength in the lower abdominals, and you might do that with the head down, or you can have the head up and lower both legs. And it's okay if that's only a couple of inches in any of these versions, whether each one leg at a time or both legs. Make sure you're breathing. Tailbone, belly in. If the head is up, again, you're pressing the head into the hands and curling from the chest. If the head is down, you're really rooting through the back of the skull. And draw the belly in. We're going to do 2 more in case you're alternating. And then hug in. Hold on to your knees and draw circles here. So circling one way and then the other. You can also keep the knees together or apart as you circle them. Release the hips. Soften the jaw. So it's the waxing moon. We just passed the exact half waxing moon, which is the very energizing time of the cycle. And in the northern hemisphere, the light is building, the warm is building. Place your feet on the mat, arms down by your sides. And again, just follow your breath through a few bridges. Take a breath in, roll up, and then follow the breath as you roll out. So just stretching the abdominals out here. So a lot of times we just think about, abdominal work as those sort of contraction moves, right? Like the crunch and all of that. But it is important to have flexibility through those muscles as well. So we want to make sure we stretch them out. And then again, you're going to hold your bridge, lift up, open the chest, take a big inhale, pull the belly in, squeeze the glutes, and then roll it on down. Hug the knees in again, and you can rock side to side, or you're going to tuck your chin and start to rock up and down on the spine. Again, this requires a little bit of core work. You can also just roll to one side and rest on one side. And we're going to rock. If you're rocking, we're going to rock. Try to not roll past the shoulder blades, but you can roll shoulder blades to tailbone. Good massage, little inversion and core work. And we're going to see if we can rock it up to boat. So boat pose can have the feet up or the feet down. If you are rolling up, then just come to seated with the knees bent, place the feet down. And opening into your boat. So you can hold behind the thighs, you can have the arms up. Again, legs up or down, lifting the chest, soften the jaw, hold, breathe, big inhale. Exhale, release, cross your right ankle over your left, sit up nice and tall. If you can sit comfortably, right ankle over left. If not, just make sure you're sitting comfortably for you. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. One more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, left hand to heart, right hand to belly, gentle rock. Let's tone our lunar mantra, Om Chandraya Namaha. We bow to the waxing moon, to the energy of the waxing moon. And you can just listen, or you can hum again, or you can join in with me. Big breath. Om Chandraya Namaha. Big inhale. Exhale, walk your hands forward just for a moment. Open up the low back, open up the hips a little bit. Sometimes the hip flexors get tight from that core work. Inhale. Exhale, walk it on up. As you walk on up, lean back, shift the legs back into boat. So you might bring the legs up or the feet down, and we're gonna flow here. So we did this a little bit last week. So if you want up a lot, you'll come up, arms up, belly in, and then roll back. If you want just a little hold behind your thighs, pull the belly button in. You can alternate lifting the legs, or you can keep both legs up. Right? So following your breath. listening to the breath, to the body. And then if you want to, again, come back to the full abdominals, you'll inhale center, and on the exhale, you'll twist side to side, and you can alternate lifting the legs. So just similar to when we were on the back, you can have that option of if the feet are down and you're lifting up and down, we're really working that rectus area. If the legs are up, there's the upper and lower abdominals. And if you add that twist, especially with the leg up, you're getting all three parts of the abdominals. So it is nice to try to build strength in all three parts. For most people, the strongest part of the abs is the upper abs, because we can just access those muscles a little easier. And especially for female bodies, the lower belly tends to be the hardest area to get, especially as we get older, because of the way we shift our hormone cycles. So we don't want to do too much. We want to be able to breathe through it, but it is great to add a little bit of strength. Two more in case you're alternating twists or alternating sides. And then see if you can hold a boat pose. Find a center boat pose to hold, lift, breathe. Totally fine to have the feet down. Take another big inhale. As you exhale, shift forward, left ankle in front of right into Sukhasana, or again, just make sure your seat is comfortable. Take a deep breath in, lift up. Exhale, walk your hands forward. So after that extra bridge word or boat work, boat, bridge, very similar B words. Feels good, like I said, to stretch out those hip flexors just for a couple breaths. And then bring your hands up to your knees or your shins. Let's start to circle the spine. And just notice your heart. Heart might be going a little bit faster from the core work. Let's bring it back. Breathing in and out through the nose. And so this movement is actually opening up, again, not only the spine, but also all parts of the midsection, right? So another reason we like our circles. Belly draws in, jaw soft, and reverse the direction. Relax your face. Then inhale, bring it up, lift up. Exhale, just take your left hand behind you. Keep the right hand center. Just take a nice gentle twist. Open twist, inhale. Exhale, left hand comes back to center, lengthen. Inhale, exhale, right hand behind you. Long spine. And bring it back to center one more time. Shift back into that boat pose. So again, feet can stay down. And you can come back to what we were already doing. So just a little rocking here. You can start to come back more. You can add the twist, or we're going to come into a little bit of a bigger movement if you want to. So if you have the legs up, you'll actually inhale the legs up. And as you exhale, you'll lean back, almost like you were going to come down onto the mat. And then you'll come back up. They call these yogi crunches. So again, just stay with what we've been doing, even adding the obliques. Or if you have a little more energy tonight or mobility in the core, you'll stretch back and then bring it up. So inhale up, exhale back. We won't be here too long. We've done a few rounds of boat already, but just to get that full movement in the body, especially since we did the back work first. Good, two more, wherever you are. And then again, hold your boat. Hold your boat, lift your chest, soften your jaw, wiggle your toes. And then exhale, shift forward, soles of the feet together. Rock up on your sits bones. Big inhale, exhale, stretch it forward. Shake it out a little bit. So if you're doing core work and your hip flexors are really firing up, that's usually an indication that the body's kind of doing a little too much. So listen to your hip flexors in your core work. Let them invite you to take a break. And you can come into forward fold, you can hug the knees in, but there's certain parts of our body that are protective. And so with core work, the hip flexors start to seize up. So they're kind of trying to protect the core. So it's like when we do hip stuff and we tighten our jaw, right? So these different connections between the energy centers. Go ahead and roll it on up. And then bring your hands behind you, lift your chest up here, a little heart opener. Option to press the feet together, press the palms, lift your hips, stretch out through the hip flexors, through the core, soften the jaw, and then lower down. Oh, squeeze those legs together. And then go ahead and bring it up to standing. Bring yourself up to standing wherever it's comfortable for you on your mat. And take the feet about hip width distance. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up, right hand to left wrist, pull up and over to the right. Soften the elbows, draw the belly in, breathe into that side bend. Stretch out those obliques. And then inhale, bring it up, left hand to right wrist, reach up and over, press down through the right foot. Soften the jaw, soften the elbows. And then inhale, bring it up. Exhale, hand to heart, hand to belly, soft knees. Let's come back to circling. So when we circle standing, that's actually all abs and low back. So this is actually a great way to get that flexibility into the low back, but it also works the core a little bit too. So think about drawing your belly in to help with this movement. So if you've ever seen belly dancers, or if you ever participated in the belly dance classes, like a lot of times when you see belly dancers, if you just look at them, they don't, you don't see like big 8-packs or stuff that you might see like 6-packs, 8-packs like you would at the gym. But then they start dancing and it's like, oh my gosh, like it's crazy, right? Their bellies are doing like crazy flexible, strong movements. It's because they have this like soft flexibility. And in other cultures, right, like rigidity is not necessarily the only way to denote strength. Go ahead and reverse the direction. So in our culture, we tend to think big muscles, right? Big hard muscles denote strength. But in a lot of other cultures, there's a softer sort of strength, softer movement. So if you think about fire, right? So we're in this double fire. If you watch a candle flame, right, it moves, it changes, it gets lower, it gets bigger, right? So that's really the essence of fire, is this sort of flexibility. Like it knows when to like engage, it knows when to expand. And so it is nice to do some of those contracting movements to build strength, but it's also the whole picture. So when we're working with core, we want to do, bridge poses and heart openers. We want to do those movements for the core. We want to do movements for the back, but we also want that flexibility. Go ahead and come back to center. Inhale, reach the arms up, lift up. Exhale, soft knees, roll down, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up, stretch. Hands to heart. Again, inhale, circle up. Exhale, fold. Soft knees. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, release. Inhale up. Hands to heart. Good. 2 more on your own. 1 for each part of the lunar cycle, the 4 cycles, the 4 seasons. Honoring this waxing fire moon. Well, technically, yes. Fire moon and fire sun. Fire, fire, earth. And the next time you come down, go ahead and just hold that Uttanasana for a few breaths and just stretch it out, rock it out. If you want to come out into a down dog, you can also do that right now too. Otherwise, just stay in your Uttanasana, stretch out your legs, wiggle, move. If you're in down dog, you can also bend your knees, rock your hips. And then if you're not there already, shift yourself more towards the front of the mat. We're gonna do a couple lunges. So I will say really quick, if you have knee issues, we're gonna do the knee up in the lunge, but it sometimes still can be easier to do it on the bed or on a chair. So if you don't want to mess with that at all, you don't want to risk any weight on the knee, then you can come to a better chair. And when we come to the lunge, you'll bring the right foot or the left foot up and you'll just kind of walk yourself in. So this just tends to be a nice way to work with the lunge where you're not going to put any kind of risk there on the joints. You also can use blocks on a chair or bed. You can also use blocks at the front of the mat. So in the forward fold, or you can be in your downward dog, we're going to have the hands about as wide as the mat, as wide as the shoulders, and we're going to just stretch the right leg back into high lunge position. So high lunge position means the back knee's lifted. Because we want to build a little bit of that fire, but we're going to stay low. We're not going to come up into lunge. We're going to stay in a low lunge. So right foot is back, left knee is bent, hands can be on blocks or on the floor, and we're breathing. Long spine, so this is just a little bit of strength, a little bit of fire. Spine is long, face is soft, and that lunge movement therapeutically is very important. We lunge whenever we walk upstairs. And you can rock a little bit. You can kind of pulse a little bit if that feels good, or rock side to side, but just start to let that heat build. So this is also really nice for the hip flexors, right? Since we did all that core work on the back and on our butt. Just a few breaths. And lunge tends to build up heat, especially high lunge. Couple of breaths, couple more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. And then again, you can step forward with a few steps forward or one big step forward and fold. You can take a couple breaths in Uttanasana. You can come back into down dog. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to come to that second side of the lunge. So we're going to bring left foot back. Nice high position. So the front knee is bent at the ankle, not coming past the toes. The hands are shoulder height. The spine is long. Breathe. Let the heat build. Weight can rock side to side, front and back a little bit. Just be mindful of the joints, so it can be helpful for the wrists and the shoulders to have something underneath them. That's why I like to use the blocks. And just again, start to feel that heat in the hips. This is a core. This is balance, right? This is balance here too. So breathing, working the fire lines. Lunges work the fire lines in Chinese medicine. Deep inhale. Exhale. And then again, you can take a bunch of little steps to bring it up or one big step and fold in. Uttanasana or Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog is part of your practice. Some days it's part of mine, some days it's not. And then we're going to do that one more time on each side. So we're going to come back into lunge, right side. And hold. Maybe lift the chest a little bit more here. Get a little bit of a heart opener. Squeeze the legs, lengthen the spine. Feel the hips opening, the leg getting stronger. Again, warming up. Nice little lift through the heart. Might rock a little. Just again, building heat, building strength. Fire, fire. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. This time, stick out your tongue on the exhale. And then step or hop forward. Ooh, rock it out. And you can always come out earlier. Probably should have said that sooner, but you can always come to your down dog or Uttanasana or child's pose. Okay, left side. Left side into the lunge. Breathing. Maybe moving a little bit, spine long. See if you can lift your heart. A little bit of heart opener here, a little bit of back, like lift through the chest, bend the front knee. Back leg is nice and high. Strengthening, warming. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. Big breath in. Stick out the tongue. And again, step it forward. Whew. Shake it out. Inhale, lengthen up halfway, lift your heart. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up, reach up, and hands to heart. Shake it out, shake out the arms, shake out the legs. Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit of standing balance core work. So you can keep this really simple, and this might just look like hands to hips, and then you're gonna alternate bending knees in. And that can be a little movement. The toes can stay on the floor. Even just bending the leg and putting a little bit of balance is gonna start to work core stabilizers. Otherwise, you're drawing that knee in and up and down. And then go a little more, you're gonna inhale, reach the arms up as you lift the leg and lower down. So when the arms come up, we get into those upper abdominals, right? And then we're in those lower abdominals. Anytime we bend the knee up, right, we're getting into low belly. So we wanna draw the low belly in. So you might just be here, just working here, a lot going on here. We're getting the length, top of the core, or you'll have the feet down, bend the elbows, and we're going to add that full core. So you'll inhale, and as you exhale, you'll lift one knee and you'll twist towards it, and then come down. And then other side. And again, this doesn't have to be a big movement either. You might just lightly bend the knee and then twist the spine towards it. Toes might stay on the floor. Or you can bring the elbow to the knee, right? You can really get, so this is very similar to what we did in the beginning of the practice, right? When we were on the floor. So just starting to follow your breath, and you can always just come back to this movement, right? Inhaling, knee up, exhaling, knee down. Or you can come into the twist. So if you do the twist, but you start to lose your balance, or your hip flexors start to get tight, come back through the center. Try to follow your breath. Standing core is one of my favorites. I feel like as my body kind of evolves, I like to do a lot of the core standing. Mostly just because my neck doesn't like as much of the floor stuff. It can't hold into the floor as much as I try not to do anything with my neck. You know, there's no way when you're curling your chest up that your neck doesn't feel it a little bit. Keep breathing. A few more. Notice the breath, spine long, standing up tall. Two more. So one more to each side. And then release, shake it out. Give it a nice shake. Again, feet hip width distance, toes forward. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Left hand to right wrist, pull up and over. Option to bring the right foot behind you, up onto the tippy toes. Squeeze the thighs, lift up, a little bit of balance here. Squeeze the legs. And then inhale, step the right foot back, reach up. Other side, left arm comes up and over, and maybe the left foot steps back. Up on the tippy toes, squeeze your thighs, big stretch, soft elbows. And then step it back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, Uttanasana, and hold. Breathe into that forward fold. Take your feet as wide as the mat. Bend your knees, bring your elbows into your thighs and lift your chest. So just sitting back into the hips variation, Uttanasana. Just kind of opening everything up, rock a little bit, lift your chest, soften your jaw, sit back into the hips. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, stick out the tongue. Release and fold. And then you can stay in Uttanasana, or we're going to walk out for one plank. And plank can be done on your knees or with the legs lifted, the knees lifted, sorry. You can also just come into a child's pose or a down dog or Uttanasana, or holding plank on the hands or hands and knees. Whole body active. Pull the belly in, soften the jaw. Press down through your hands. Lengthen your spine. Take a deep breath in. If you're in plank, we're going to lower down nice and slow. You can lower your knees, lowering as slowly as you can. If you're in forward fold, you can take your time now to come onto your belly. Bring the thumbs in line with the chest, elbows in, tops of the feet down. Rest your forehead. And then we're going to roll through cobra. So inhale, roll up. Exhale, roll down. So just flowing through cobra. Tops of the feet down, pelvis down, elbows in. Roll the shoulders back. So cobra is another heart opener, also really nice to stretch out the abdominals, the chest. And then we're going to hold our cobra. You can also come onto your forearms for Sphinx if that's better for you. Tops of the feet down, elbows in, lift the chest. Soften the jaw, stretch through your core. Big breath in. Exhale, release, and roll it down. Make a little pillow with your hands, place your forehead. Bend your knees and little windshield wipers here, and just now start to come into earth. So fire most of this week, and then Thursday night into Friday, we start to transition into earth. Sun changes into earth, the moon into earth. Moving towards the full moon. Just let yourself start to settle here into earth. Let your belly breathe into earth. Lengthen on the earth. And then we are gonna just roll onto our back. So as I said, we'll start and end on the back, just slightly different. So you can just roll on over onto the back, or if you need to adjust it all. And again, stretch out through everything, really stretch through your arms and your legs, big inhale. And then exhale, hug your knees in. And rock here. Big belly breath, soft eyes. Place the left foot down. Hug that right knee in towards the knee, and the left knee can stay bent, or you can extend the leg out long, whatever feels better for your back and your hip. Hug that right knee in, and then we're going to hold behind the thigh. Inhale, leg up. Exhale, bend. And again, just a few times with your breath. And you might play with pointing and flexing through that right foot as you lift and lower. Think about pressing the thigh into the hands, hands into the thigh. And then hold the leg extended. You can hold behind the thigh, you can hold the calf, the foot. If you have a strap nearby, you can use that. We won't be here too long, but it's always nice. Roll your head a little bit. You might roll out your ankle or point and flex a little bit more. Let your eyes soften. And hug the knee. Give it a nice little rock. Bend the left knee. Cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Guide the thigh open. And you can stay just like this, or you can hug that left thigh in. If you want, you can also slide the right leg over the left so the knees stack, and then hug in that way. So either reclining pigeon or half cow face pose. And you can also hold behind the legs or keep the legs down on the floor. Or if you're in cow face, you can hold the shins. Sometimes the difference between those poses depends on how tight your hips are, how muscular your legs are. Sometimes it's hard to cross them like that. Just listen, take a few breaths, relax your head and your tail. Big, big breath in. Exhale it out. Release the left leg. Uncross, hug the right knee in, and then for a moment, stretch that left leg out, but move your hips a little bit more towards the right. And then left hand to right knee, we're gonna pull it up and across the body for the twist. Right arm out to the right. You can always put something underneath that right shoulder. Or if there's a twist that's more accessible for your body, you can do windshield wiper or have both knees together, but this is just a real grounding deep twist. Just a few breaths. Inhale. Exhale, unwind. Give that right knee a nice hug. And then hug both knees in for a moment. And then we'll keep left leg in place, right foot down, or right leg can extend out. Squeeze that left knee in, give it a nice rock. And then you can slide your hands behind the thigh, and we'll just follow the breath as we extend and bend the left leg, maybe playing with a flex or a point. Just feeling the difference between sides with the hamstrings and the calf and the back too. Hold that left leg straight, press up through the foot. Press the hands into the thigh into the hands. Breathe. Inhale. And exhale, hug the knee in. Bend the right leg. And again, you can cross the left ankle over the thigh. Keep the right foot down or hug it in, or you can slide the left leg across and then hug your knees in or hold your opposite shins, but just finding a few moments to be in the hips and the outer glutes. Head and tailbone down, jaw soft. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Release the right foot. Hug the left knee in. Again, you can move your hips a little bit more towards the left, and then you can stretch the right leg out. Right hand to the left knee and pull it up and across the body. Roll the shoulders down towards the left. Gaze might roll to the left. Or adjust if there's a twist that's just better for your body tonight. Breathe. And one more big breath in. Exhale it out, unwind. And for a moment, place both feet on the mat, arms down by your sides, and just roll up into one more bridge. Press through your feet, through your hands, stretch your abdominals, open your heart. Gentle squeeze of the glutes, big, big breath. Exhale, roll it down as the tailbone comes down, soles of the feet together, hand to heart, hand to belly. And just take a few slow breaths here. And if you want to stay in this pose or a similar pose for Shavasana, you can put some support under your thighs and support your head. Otherwise, just take about 3 breaths and then you can start to transition into the final relaxation of your choice. We've got about 5 minutes, so if you want a longer Shavasana, you're welcome to leave the practice so that you can take a nice Shavasana, which I always recommend, or we will spend about 5 minutes. So if you want to stay here in Supta Baddha Konasana, you can add support. You can also stretch everything out into Shavasana, or you can roll your legs up the wall or the bed for the Parita Karani. But just give yourself at least these next few minutes to start to receive your practice. Feel the parts of the body that are settling towards the earth. And the parts of the body that are opening up towards the sky. Can you sense the fire in your body? Where is that fire in your body? And can you sense the earth? Where is there earth? Feel the back of the body, and the front of the body, the right side, and the left side. Feel the whole body dancing with fire and earth as we move through this waxing moon week. But for now, rest your head and your face, your throat and your neck, your spine, your arms and hands, your torso, your hips and pelvis, legs and feet. Whole body resting under the waxing moon. The fire gently purifying and energizing. The earth healing and grounding. The breath travels effortlessly through your body, rising and falling, helping the fire to purify, transform, energize, and the earth to heal and nourish and ground. Let yourself rest, whole body under the waxing moon, letting everything else go. And if you are resting deeply, you are always welcome to stay in Shavasana, but I like to honor the time frame of the practice. And so you can also begin to deepen your breath. Bring movement back through your fingers and your toes. And start to stretch or maybe just curl to one side. You can also start to rock like we did earlier. Or when you're ready, just gently roll yourself up to sit. Whatever seat is comfortable for you. Place a hand to heart and a hand to belly, honoring yourself for coming to practice this waxing moon week. I'll seal the practice with more sound, and you can always just listen or hum Otherwise, we'll work with the seed sound of Om 3 times. The first Om is an offering for yourself, filling your cup. The second Om is an offering out to those in the world, to those suffering, and an Om in gratitude for our Mother Earth and our Grandmother Moon. So if you'd like to join in, take a breath. Om. 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 Inhale, hands towards heart, rub your palms as you exhale. Take another breath in and stretch the left hand to the left, right hand to the right. Lift up, connect our virtual moon circle, and then exhale, hands to the earth, and we bow. Om Chandraya Namaha. Many blessings. Thank you for practicing. I hope you have a great week, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you.